Hey everyone, Two Angry Frogs here, and today we're going back in time to battle for Azeroth. So why would we be doing that? First, if you're a new or returning player and want to progress in BFA, there have been a lot of changes to what is required to get the Heart of Azeroth and Ashjra'kamas Shroud of Resolve, now that we are several expansions beyond BFA. And there's a lot of conflicting information floating out there on how to actually get these items. Second is for a new mount added in patch 1107, Jani's Trashpile. It's a really cool mount and unique in that it is one of very few transformative mounts in the game. That is a mount in which you transform into as opposed to riding it. And obtaining Jani's Trashpile requires completing a new meta achievement, A Farewell to Arms, which requires the Heart of Azeroth and Ashjra'kamas Shroud of Resolve. So whether you're a new or a returning player wanting to get into BFA for the first time, or you're looking to get prepared to go after the Jani's Trashpile mount, join us as we walk through step by step how to get each of these items. So before we start, there are a couple of things to be aware of when completing the quest lines required for the Heart and the Cloak. First, some players have reported issues with not being able to get certain BFA quests when in the middle of Dragonflight starting quests. So I would recommend not starting the Waking Shores quests or completing them prior to picking up the starting BFA quest. Second, you do not have to complete any reputation requirements or war campaign quests at this point. These were required prior to Dragonflight but have since been removed. So with that, let's jump in. To obtain the Heart of Azeroth only requires a handful of quests that can be completed in a short amount of time. If you have not begun the Battle for Azeroth expansion, to get started, you'll head to the Heroes Call board in Stormwind for Alliance, or the War Chief's Command board in Orgrimmar for Horde. For Alliance, talk to the Heroes Herald to get the quest Battle for Azeroth Tides of War, and for Horde, talk to the War Chief's Herald to pick up the quest Battle for Azeroth mission statement. Note that you may want to turn on low-level quest tracking so you can see the exclamation point above quest givers while completing BFA content. You can do this by clicking on the small binoculars icon by the minimap and selecting low-level quests. Alliance characters are asked to go to Stormwind Keep to learn about a recent escape of Zandalari troll prisoners from the Stormwind stockades. With what appears as an inevitable Zandalari Horde pact, you start your journey to convince the nation of Tiras to join the Alliance. So grab the quest, The Nation of Tiras, and head to the Stormwind Harbor to meet Jaina Proudmoore. If you have not previously completed the short introductory scenario, tell Jaina you are ready to set sail. Otherwise, you have the option to skip the intro quest and head straight to Boralus. Upon arriving in Tiras, you get the quest Daughter of the Sea, in which you accompany Jaina to meet with the Grand Admiral and Jaina's mother, Catherine Proudmoore. And that goes really well, and you end up in the Tol Dagor prison. In the prison cell, talk with Flynn Fairwind for the quest Out Like Flynn, which starts a scenario to escape the prison. After starting a prison riot and getting rid of the block warden, grab the glittering gunpowder from the table and follow along the scenario objectives to make your way through the sewers and outside to Talia and your getaway boat. Back at Boralus, Talia introduces you to key areas in the city and then gives you the quest The Old Knight to meet with the harbor master Cyrus Crestfall. Shake Cyrus' hand, and after listening to his story, Talia gives you the quest Sanctum of the Sages, which will open portals back to the Alliance capital cities and other important areas. These allow you to fast travel, which you'll be doing a lot of when you're getting the Shroud. While here, you can go ahead and grab the Ferry Pass quest from Cyrus and the quest A Nation Divided from Talia, since these can be completed quickly and in place. Talia gives you a rundown of the various areas of Tiras, and after selecting an area on the map, turn in the quests, and you can leave this for now. After wrapping up with Cyrus and crew, head back up into the city near the Boralus Inn that you visited earlier, and talk to the Earthen Guardian standing outside. An important thing to note is that you can grab the starting Tides of War quest and complete the introductory quest starting at level 10, but you will not be able to talk to the Earthen Guardian to start the Heart of Azeroth quests until you reach level 50. Get the quest A Dying World, and you'll be tasked with heading to Silithus to meet with Magni Bronzebeard. If you have unlocked the portal to Silithus in the BFA portal room, that is the quickest way there. Otherwise, you can port from the Stormwind portal room to the Caverns of Time and fly to Silithus. Note that if Magni is not there when you arrive, you may be in a different phase of Silithus. To change the phasing, head to Zadormi at Valor's Rest and ask her to show you a different timeline. This should put Silithus on the correct timeline, and you should see a giant sword sticking out of the planet, allowing you to talk to Magni. At Silithus, Magni asks you to meet him in the Chamber of Heart to commune with Azeroth. Talk to Magni to start a short cutscene to receive the Heart of Azeroth, and Magni then gives you the quest infusing the Heart to absorb Azerite into the Heart and repair the chamber. After completing the quest, that's it, and you now have the Heart of Azeroth. Whereas the Heart of Azeroth only takes a handful of quick quests, your journey to obtain Ashjra'kamas Shroud of Resolve is much more involved. To get the cloak, you'll need to complete parts of 3 key BFA storylines, including the introduction to Nazjatar, unlocking the Azerite Essence system, and working with Magni and Rathian to uncover the visions of N'Zoth. So before you start the Nazjatar unlock, quickly talk to Halford Wormbane on the Wind's Redemption just outside of the Harbor Master's office, and complete the quest uniting Kul Tiras. This opens up world quests across the BFA areas and also rewards a flight whistle which can be used for fast travel. Again, this is a quick quest, but it is needed to get the Shroud. Directly across the boat from Halford Wormbane, talk to Gen Greymane for the quests in the fleet. Gen asks you to talk with Cyrus Crestfall, and you'll be treated to a cinematic showing you how you end up in Nazjatar and that Queen Azshara is at it once again. After being swallowed up by the ocean, talk to Gen to get the quest Upheaval, and with that, your journey in Nazjatar begins. Gen sends you to talk to Jaina, who gives you the quest Descent, and promptly asks you to jump off a cliff. After you get to the ground level, Silver Surfer style, turn in the quest with Jaina, and you'll see Chandra's Feather Moon run up. Talk with Chandras to get the multiple quests, including Fortunate Souls, which has you free Alliance soldiers that have been captured by the Naga. For this, you simply kill the Zanjir trappers and the prisoners run away. Disruption of Power, in which you need to deactivate the leyline accumulators in the area by clicking on them. You'll see these being channeled into by an Azjaran Siege Mistress. And Dark Tides, for which you defeat the Naga leader in the area, Tide Mistress Ithindris. Once you've completed and turned in these quests, get the quest In Deep and meet Jaina and Gen back in the cave. Next, you'll get the quest Up Against It from Jaina to move deeper into Nazjatar, and you'll see that a Naga army is amassing to wipe out the newly arrived Alliance. Travel to the Thoristel Spire and click on the Scepter of Tides to meet a new ally, Blade Master Okani. Okani gives you the quest Where the Road Leads to travel to Mesamir, where the Alliance will set up their base camp. And after a not-so-cordial meeting with Queen Azshara, and determining that there is not an easy way off the island, finish finding your way to Mesamir and talk to Jaina. At this point, Jaina gives you the quest A Way Home, which will allow you to use the Heart of Azeroth to open a portal back to Boralus. Follow Jaina, and when prompted, use your Heart of Azeroth extra action button to open the portal. Turn the quest in to Jaina, and when you turn around, there's Magni again, ready to have you chase him all over the world once more. This is as far as you need to get into the Nazjatar story, so get the quest Essential Empowerment from Magni, and you'll now start down the path to unlock essences for the Heart of Azeroth. So meet Magni back at the Chamber of Heart in Silithus, turn in Essential Empowerment, and get the quest Mother Knows Best. Talk to Mother, and she will explain that Azeroth is headed toward terminal condition, but we can possibly save her by further empowering the Heart of Azeroth by gathering magical essences that were once granted to the dragon aspects by the Titans. After learning all of this, get the quest A Disturbance Beneath the Earth, in which you will need to travel to High Mountain, as that is where the first essence has been detected. Talk to Mother again, and she'll send you to High Mountain, where you meet with Spirit Walker Ebenhorn. Tell Ebenhorn that you are investigating unusual magical activity, and then you can turn in the quest. Get the quest Take My Hand from Ebenhorn, and then talk to Navarog to have him send you into Neltharion's lair via a stone hand, launching you into the instance. You have a couple of quests to complete in Neltharion's lair. First is Calming the Spine, which simply requires sealing the Azerite fissures in the lair with your Heart of Azeroth. Note that if you are doing this with a lower level character, you can absorb the Azerite from the defeated enemies here to power yourself up for the last fight in this area. After closing the fissures, get the quest Dominating the Indomitable, which requires you to defeat the stone giant Mahat. You need to approach him and get close enough for Ebenhorn to start the dialogue with Mahat, and then talk to him to accept his challenge. And upon defeating him, he will offer you the Petrified Ebony Scale, which will grant your first essence for the Heart of Azeroth. Ebenhorn gives you the quest A Friendly Face to meet with Magni back at the Chamber of Heart. Follow Ebenhorn in the instance back up the path and talk to Navarog. Tell him you're ready to go, and he will teleport you back outside in High Mountain. At this point, you can either do a lot of flying or just hearth and use the various portals to get back to Silithus. Back at the Chamber of Heart, talk to Ebenhorn to go meet Magni, and then talk to Mother to learn how to add the essence to the Heart of Azeroth. Get the quest The Heart Forge for Mother, and after a short cinematic to activate the forge, turning in the quest of Mother unlocks the ability to add essences to the Heart of Azeroth. Talk again to Mother to get the quest Harnessing the Power. For this quest, in your inventory, click on the Petrified Ebony Scale, which will be absorbed into the forge, and activate the Crucible of Flame Essence. On the right-hand side of the Heart of Azeroth interface, you'll see a list of essences with the Crucible of Flame lit up. To socket the essence, click on it, and then click on the empty slot in the interface, and the essence is added to the Heart of Azeroth and shows all the essence slots that can be unlocked. You can verify that the essence was placed by checking your Heart of Azeroth, and it will show the essence just below the gear stats list. Turn in Harnessing the Power to Magni, and you are finished with the essence unlock. If for some reason Magni does not indicate that you can turn the quest in, unequip and re-equip the Heart of Azeroth, which should fix it. This is as far as you need to go at this point, and now you can move on to finding the Ashjra'kamas Cloak. Now you'll head back to Boralus to the Harbor Master's office, and you'll see a letter on the table against the wall with all the maps. Click on the letter, and a quest from Anduin will pop up asking you to meet him in Stormwind Keep. At Stormwind Keep, tell Anduin you are here to help, and Magni rushes in with a new advisor, Wrathion, who Anduin is not exactly happy to see. Wrathion gives you a glimpse into the visions of N'Zoth and what the future holds, and after hearing Wrathion's story, head back into the keep to turn in the quest to Anduin. In the same area, grab the quest Return of the Warrior King from Magni. Walk with Magni and Anduin and retrieve the hammer from the wall and give it to Magni. Because in BFA, even though Magni was the Speaker of Azeroth, we the Champions of Azeroth literally did everything, including getting hammers from walls. Turn in the quest, and then get the quest Where the Heart Is, and you're off to the Chamber of Heart again to meet with Magni and Wrathion. Back at the Chamber of Heart, get the quest Network Diagnostics from Magni to determine the status of the Titan Forges across Azeroth. Mother indicates that there is an issue with the Forge of Origination, which by the way can be used to reset the entire planet, so grab the quest A Titanic Problem, and it's time to head to Old Doom. From the Chamber of Heart in Silithus, you're not far from Old Doom, so the quickest way there is just to jump on your mount and take flight. At the Halls of Origination, Magni tasks you with defeating the Amenhotep forces and reactivating the Forge. So enter the instance and a scenario is started. For the scenario, you first need to deactivate the Forge defense consoles, and these are located in the Chamber of Prophecy down the stairs on both sides of the columns. Deactivating these opens access to the Maker's Rise, and after defeating Watcher Amka, use the console at the elevator lift and determine that the power for the lift to reach the Forge has been shut off. So you'll need to restore the power in order to get to the Forge control room. Continue with the scenario, and when you get to the Vault of Lights, head up the first set of stairs to the left to learn that the power needs to be rerouted to the lift console. To do this, you need to reroute the yellow power beams you see originating from the Defense Matrix console. So head up the second set of stairs on the right to investigate the Defense Matrix console, and all of the consoles at ground level will become clickable. To do this, you can first reroute the beam to your left as you are facing the stairs that go up to the Defense Matrix console. This beam needs to cross to the other side of the floor and then be rotated towards the room's entrance. Clicking the consoles rotates the beams 90 degrees for each click. The second beam is rerouted on the same side of the room as the stairs that go up to the Defense Matrix, and is rotated just like the first beam until both beams are at the other end of the room. Then you can simply rotate the beams so they both reach the lift power console. Once activated, and after a quick visit from N'Zoth, defeat Sun Prophet Ten Haman and head back to the elevator lift, which now has power. Use the lift console to head up to the third floor to access the Forge control room. In the control room, you'll activate the power terminals and interface with the Chamber of Heart. Note that you must have the Heart of Azeroth equipped to complete this quest. And after all of this, you learn that we don't have enough power. So grab the quest to Ram Kahin to meet with King Ferris. After talking to Ferris, get the Uldum Accord quest, and you learn that the Amathet who invaded the Halls of Origination believe themselves to be the only to rightfully defend the Titan's work. In addition, enemies are emerging from Ahn'Qiraj, and N'Zoth is near. Tell King Ferris that you will join them, and then you can get the quest Surfacing Threats and speak with High Commander Kamzes to take part in your first N'Zoth assault. To complete the assault objective, you will need to defeat enemies and destroy various Black Empire artifacts, such as obelisks and banners in the area outlined with the dark purple line on the map. You need to fill the N'Zoth Forces bar to 100%, and after completing the objective, you will see a new N'Zoth eye icon on your map marking the location of a rare elite N'Zoth commander. Defeat the N'Zoth commander up on the platform and then head back to Ram Kahin and turn in the quest Assault Black Empire to High Priest Ahmet. Turn in Surfacing Threats to King Ferris, and he sends you back to the Chamber of Heart to meet again with Magni. You learn that another Titan facility, Mogu'Shan Vaults, can be rerouted to provide power to the Forge of Origination. Pick up the quest It's Never Easy for Magni, and then you're off to Pandaria to meet Magni at the Mogu'Shan Vaults raid entrance in Kunlai Summit. At the Vault's entrance, talk to Magni and then to the Mogu Warrior, and after defeating the Mantids that arrive, grab the mysterious Sigil quest from the deceased Mogu Warrior. With Sigil in hand, head to the Seat of Knowledge in the Vale of Eternal Blossoms to learn what you can from Lord Walker Cho. Lord Walker Cho gives you the quest Clans of the Mogu, and for this quest he will have you collect 4 books around the room and give you a history lesson on the various Mogu tribes and try and determine which tribe the mysterious Sigil is related to. After completing Clans of the Mogu, get the quest Finding the Rajani to collect a Mogu scouting report. There are a bunch of Baruch clan Mogu to the west in the ruins of Guolai area, which drop the scouting report. Once you have looted it, return to Lord Walker Cho, and Magni will have a new quest, Time Lost Warriors. Get the quest from Magni and head to Mistfall Village, where you meet Storm Speaker Kian. Show the mysterious sigil to him and explain what happened with the Mogu Warrior, and he'll tell you about what is happening in the Vale. It seems that Uldum is not the only area experiencing increased threats, and the looming threat of N'Zoth. After learning of the threats from Storm Speaker Kian, head into the Silent Sanctuary to talk to Ra-Den, and you learn that he is in a malaise and holds no hope of defeating the coming forces. So much for the Titan Keepers. To convince Ra-Den, you will now need to complete a N'Zoth assault in Pandaria. So grab the quest Proof of Tenacity, and you will pretty much do the same thing that you did in Uldum. Like in Uldum, on your map, you'll see an area outlined in dark purple where you need to defeat Mantid forces, destroy Dark Empire artifacts, and free Pandarian prisoners. After filling the Culling the Mantid swarm bar to 100%, as before, a N'Zoth icon will be shown on your map, indicating where the rare elite commander is. And after defeating the N'Zoth commander, head back to the Silent Sanctuary and turn in the quest to Ra-Den. Talk again to Ra-Den to get the quest The Engine of Nalak Shah, and you'll head to the Mogu'Shan Vaults dungeon. Once inside, in the first several rooms, you'll see 4 Mogu statues. It takes some time, but wait for each to come to life, and once you've defeated the last one, the door to the next area will open. The vaults are also full of traps, some of which can actually hurt, so watch for and avoid the trap tiles on the floors. When you get to the Crimson Assembly, you'll need to traverse the trap tiles on the floor to get to the center of the room. To solve the puzzle, you need to stand on a tile, determine which ones activate, and then move to an inactive tile. Continue to do this, backtracking if needed, to move along the inactive tiles until you reach the center and are able to pull the lever to open the passageway. When you get to the Forgotten Passage, you simply need to click on the Mogu statue to move it on top of the open tile, and in the repository, defeat enemies and remove N'Zoth tentacles and eyes to fill the bar to 100%, which will open the passageway on the bottom floor. Finally, at the engine of Nalak Shah, defeat Yoksith, and then you are able to activate the console. Take the portal back to the dungeon entrance and head back to Ra-Den at the Silent Sanctuary to turn in the quest. At this point, get the quest Restored Hope from Ra-Den and then talk to him again to be ported to the Chamber of Heart, where you'll get the quest Magni's Findings from Magni, and Mother will explain how to use the forges against N'Zoth. Grab the quest Power Protocol Initiation and activate the consoles around the chamber. Afterwards, talk to Mother and have her reroute the forge's power to the Chamber of Heart, and she mentions an anomaly with the Halls of Origination, so talk to Magni and we are headed back to Uldum. At the Halls of Origination, Magni gives you the quest Investigating the Halls. Note that after you enter the instance and walk to the area indicated on the minimap, if Magni's RP does not start, drop the quest, go outside the dungeon, re-accept the quest for Magni, head back in, and this should reset Magni properly. Eventually, you're ported out to what is supposedly the Halls of Origination, but looks very different. Head up the stairs, and at the top, you'll see a dark gate across the sand, and you need to get to the other side to close the gate. After closing the gate, this part of the quest is scripted, so eventually you will run short on sanity and be ported out back to the Chamber of Heart. Back at the chamber, turn the quest into Rathian and accept the quest beginning the descent. And now it's time to head to Blackwing Descent at Blackrock Mountain and the Burning Steps to get Ashjra'kamas Shroud of Resolve. To get to Rathian, you'll need to go around the back side of Blackrock Mountain, and about halfway up you'll see a stone platform. After entering Blackwing Descent, take the platform down and you'll be tasked with eliminating Extractor Thelsara and Spawn of Shadhar on opposite sides of the ring. Follow along with the scenario and eventually you'll get an objective to defeat 4 Dark Whisper Ritualists. Note that the minimap will continue to show the quest objective in the middle of the room, which is incorrect. You will not be able to access the area until Rathian raises the platform above the lava. So defeat the 4 ritualists around the ring, and after the cutscene, meet Rathian on the lower ring. After Rathian removes the lava, jump down, destroy the dragon remains, and grab the corrupt black dragon scales. If you wait for a few seconds, a failed experiment drake will fly down, and you can mount it to take you directly back to Silithus and the Chamber of Heart. Turn in the quest with Rathian in the Chamber of Heart, and congratulations, you now have Ashjra'kamas Shroud of Resolve. Obtaining the Heart of Azeroth and Ashjra'kamas Shroud of Resolve and advancing through the storylines of Battle for Azeroth is a journey that spans many pivotal moments in Azeroth's history. From the initial introduction to Kul Tiras and Nazjatar, to empowering the Heart of Azeroth and delving into the N'Zoth storyline, you can learn many things that provide context to where we are now. This will also get you prepared for the journey to completing the Farewell to Arms meta achievement and grabbing one of the very few transformative mounts in the game. As always, let us know your thoughts and questions down below in the comments, and make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you always know what's coming up next. And a special shout out to our members for your continued support. We thank you very, very much. And everyone, have a great day.